Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? Welcome to week 5 of our summer schedule. This week, we're going to draw some of the characters of DreamWorks' latest animated movie, The Bad Guys. We're going to group the leader, Mr. Wolf, along with a lovable, somewhat goofy Mr. Shark, and the whack-job, hair-triggered, and occasionally gassy Mr. Piranha in this drawing. As with all the videos, I'll break this one down into 3 parts of my Level Up cartooning process. The first 2 steps, I use color pencils, for no other reason other than to differentiate the 3 steps. We start with a roadmap, which I draw in blue color erase pencil. Second, we rough out the features, which is where the characters begin to look like the characters. I do that in purple color erase pencil. Then the third and final step, we draw in the details using a black pencil. Today I'm using a Faber-Castell Pitt oil-based pencil. Okay, so before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe buttons. It helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. Alright, so let's draw Mr. Wolf, Mr. Shark, and Mr. Piranha from the movie The Bad Guys. We're going to draw our bad guys step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw them again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. I mean, you can just guess and wing it, hoping to draw those characters the right size, but in order to get this group drawing right, we not only need to know how to get each character's proportions correct, we need to be able to get them right in comparison with each other. We're going to use Mr. Wolf's head and body as our guide to map out all 3 characters. In this pose, Mr. Wolf is 5 heads tall, meaning however tall his head is, his entire body is 5 of those. Mr. Shark's head is much bigger than Mr. Wolf's, but using Mr. Wolf's head as our guide, Mr. Shark is 6 of those heads. And our short-tempered Mr. Piranha, he's 1.5 heads tall. Alright, so let's draw the roadmap for our bad guys. So there's our roadmap for the bad guys. Now we're on to step 2. In this step we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the third and final step you want to draw as light as possible. You'll see that I use guidelines to help me to know where to put some of Mr. Wolf, Mr. Shark, and Mr. Piranha's features. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing. So you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. Alright, so let's rough out the features for the bad guys. Okay, so they're the roughed out features for the bad guys. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw in the final details of the bad guys. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work figuring that out. In this step, it's okay to draw darker, but don't press too hard or mindlessly retrace over the lines you've already drawn. Always draw with an eye on tweaking and improving until the very end. So let's draw in the details for our 3 bad guys, Mr. Wolf, Mr. Shark, and Mr. Piranha. Alrighty, there they are from DreamWorks, the bad guys, Mr. Wolf, Mr. Shark, and Mr. Piranha. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never drawn any of these characters from the bad guys before, then you can't expect to have drawn them perfectly. You notice I don't spend time coloring our bad guys during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. Now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing the bad guys. And with that, you can draw them again and again. And by all means, color them when you're done. I promise each time you draw them, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. For those of you who want to go a little deeper, click on the link below for my free 4-part drawing series, where I spend more time explaining the details and the thinking behind each step in what I call the level up cartooning process. So I'd love to see your version of the bad guys. If you can, post it on either Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to include the hashtag levelupcartooning. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.